So you all have heard that old saying, you win some, you lose some. Well, that saying could never be more true than in the car world. As you guys know, I've done a lot of buying, selling, and trading, and when you do that, you win some, you lose some. I've had some winners, I've made some money, but I've had a lot of losers. And, well, really been making some really poor decisions here lately, and I want to talk about them. So thus I stand here in front of these two vehicles. Of course, the Bug I bought a long time ago, but that's beside the point. But here lately, I haven't really made the best decisions, and I might be making another bad one, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. So the last vehicle I bought was a 67 Coronet, and I kind of realized on the drive home it needed something going on with the gas gauge. The gas gauge never moved, and I knew that was virtually impossible. So, you know, maybe a sending unit, maybe the sending unit stuck. Not a big deal, that can be taken care of fairly easily. Also noticed the other day when I was driving it, it had an oil leak. Oil was leaking down onto the headers, it was coming out of the breather tube, and then there was also the fact that the valve cover gaskets were leaking. So Eddie's over fixing that. It's got over at the workshop right now, so we are working on that as we speak. But there's more. There's more. It gets worse. You guys may remember me talking about this last video, a video before, something like that. I did trade this. I got this vehicle in a trade. Yes, my 55 Chevy that I had, that I was having all the problems and issues with, I finally decided to get rid of it, and I traded for this. Kind of thinking, I mean, knowing that I was trading down, knowing that I was losing some money, I didn't really realize how much money I was losing. I was really thinking that the market was a little higher on these cars, and I was wrong. Obviously, I did not do my research, did not talk to some people as I should have. So that ended up probably losing me about $10,000 or $15,000 on that trade. I mean, it is what it is, but now I'm trying to sell this vehicle back here, which I think this vehicle is so badass. It is so cool. And I was just sure, and I still am sure, that if someone's going to come along and they're going to go for a ride in this car and check it out, and they're going to have it just like I did. But I really thought that like 25 is going to be no problem to get out of this car, and I was asking 25. I had a lot of interest, a lot of trade offers, stuff that just didn't pan out. But then things kind of died out. Then I dropped it down to 22. Now I'm down to 20, which is what I paid for the car. And I'm probably even willing to go a little bit lower than that just because I want to move a vehicle. I don't need to move it, but I'm the type that once I decide I want to do something, I just want to do it. So kind of having a little bit of an issue with this. May have to just wait until after the holidays and go back into it, or maybe even stick it on, bring a trailer. I still think it's a great car. It's very well built. It's definitely worth the money. I mean, you're getting a 10-second car for 20 grand. How can you beat that? And it is badass. There's no two ways about it. But another vehicle I traded for recently that you guys haven't even seen is my new daily driver. I got a 2008 Mazda Speed 3, traded it for a Ford, I'm gonna say it. I ended up trading it for a Ford Focus that I had, that you guys saw very little of as well. And I really thought good trade. Well, the good trade has turned into be a little bit of a money pit. I had to stick a lot into that car, which I will talk about when I do the video on that car, but let's just say that I'm not nearly as up as I thought I was. As a matter of fact, I might be lucky to break even on that car. It'll work out. I'll just use it as my driver, and it's fine. It's a good car. I'm enjoying it now that it's all fixed and everything's taken care of, but it was just maintenance that wasn't done on it, and it's gonna come around, I'm sure of it, but I'll be doing a video on that car as well as a Coronet very, very soon. This car, I would love to take you guys out for a drive in it. That was kind of my plan and my thoughts, but technically it doesn't belong to me. I talked about I may be making another bad decision, and I don't really know, but this vehicle is supposed to go off in the next couple of days. It's supposed to go down south and be traded for another vehicle. A big chunk of change is going with this car to trade up for the vehicle that I'm going to get. I'm not going to say anything about it yet because there's another old saying, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. I'm certainly not going to do that. To me, it's not a done deal till it's a done deal, but it's looking good, it's looking favorable. So if that all works out, I'm going to have a new vehicle here in the shop. It will probably be one of the most expensive vehicles I've ever owned, so I am definitely sticking a good chunk of change along with this car. But if it works out, I think it's a good trade. I think it'll be a smart trade, and I have my fingers crossed. Anyway, sorry, I know this is kind of a dull video. Like I said, I would like to take this one out for a little spin, but really, to me, it's not mine. I've already committed to the trade, number one. Number two, it's kind of cold this morning, and this thing doesn't have a top. So, but it's a nice car, it's a nice driver. The guy is getting a nice car, a very nice driver car. I think he'll enjoy it. I think he's happy. He seems to be happy with what we're doing, and I think I'm gonna be happy too, so fingers crossed. So as always, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. P.O. Box, Instagram is going to be in that description below. Guys, as always, God bless, take care, have an absolutely amazing day.